Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today we find ourselves sipping ouzo and enjoying the warm Ionian breeze on Mediterranean as Keno, playing as the blue Khmer, gets ready to take on AnTiDeMoN, playing as the red Persians. Now while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to feudal as fast as possible, let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now the Khmer, also called the Khmer, are a civilization that focuses on some of the heaviest hitting units in the game. Their scorpions have extra range and can be upgraded to throw a second bolt. Their battle elephants move 10% faster and can also be upgraded to hit even harder with extra attack. And their unique unit, is quite possibly one of the most annoying hard units to deal with head on, the ballista elephant, which, as it sounds, is an elephant unit with a big old ballista mounted on its back that, like the scorpion, can also be upgraded to shoot a second bolt. Now, in order to take advantage of these bonuses and upgrades and civ characteristics, the Khmer have to get up to Castle and Imperial as soon as possible with a lot of food in the bank. So to help them do this, they get a few cool bonuses. First, the Khmer do not need any structures to go up to the next age. All they need is the requisite resources, so the second he has 500 food, he does not need to build a mill, a mining camp, a barracks, anything. He can go up straight to feudal. Second, the farmers from the Khmer civilization do not drop their food off. As long as a farmer is working on a farm, the food counter in the reserves goes up automatically, so you save a lot of time for your villager to move this way, that way, towards a mill or a town center, which means that you, as the Khmer, can plop down a farm basically anywhere on the map, and it'll begin auto-generating food. Now, Khmer villagers are notoriously hard to raid because they can actually garrison inside their houses, and then once the danger passes, they can safely come out and get back to work. Now, opposing our blue Khmer, we have our red Persian AnTiDeMoN. The Persians are an economic powerhouse with a tech tree that is very, very strong, very diverse. In addition to getting every single one of the economic upgrades available in the game, they start the game with a little bit extra food and wood. Their town centers work progressively faster starting in feudal, so these guys work 10%, 10, 15, and 20% faster up to imperial, as do their docks, by the way, and they can be a real pain in the ass to raid because both their docks, take a look at the HP 3600, and their town centers 4800 come with twice the normal HP. Now, using their economic advantages, the Persians do focus heavily on cavalry. Their Nightline units come with extra attack against archers, and they're the only civ in the game to have access to hussars, paladins, and heavy camel riders with every single cavalry upgrade from the stables and the blacksmith. Now, the availability of these cavalry upgrades does help them with their unique unit, which needs no introduction. I am, of course, talking about the War Elephant, an incredibly powerful, huge amount of HP elephant unit that does trample damage, but my god, is it expensive and super duper slow, although the Persians can upgrade their elephants to move 30% faster. So, overall, today, I'm very excited. I expect this match, not only because the Elos are quite high, we're talking about 2279 for Keno and 2216 for AnTiDeMoN. These are two very powerful civs in late game that have access to very cool elephant units, but also in terms of just the map, if I'm going to zoom out, and again, apologies always to anyone on a smaller screen, this is the map we're working with today. Mediterranean, huge body of water. Both of these civilizations, I think, have almost the entire tech tree for their navy. I think the Khmer just are missing one ship. I want to say the heavy demo ship. And aside from that, they're both basically identical when it comes to naval power. Although, remember, the Persians do get twice the amount of hit points on their docks. I think that's basically the extent of all the water bonuses. You know, that we're not playing Malay or a civ like that has a good amount of water bonuses. I think both players, I would say, equally advantaged and equally disadvantaged, with the exception of what I said a second ago, that Persian dock. Now let's take a look at their bases on Mediterranean. You are never, ever safe. I'm going to zoom out again. Where can you build anything on this map except for some of the extremities like the mountain ranges in the east or these escarpment cliffs in the west that is not readily attacked by any kind of warship or threatened by any kind of amphibious landing from your opponent. Very, very scary map for beginner players. Lots of avenues of attack. Think about it as Arabia with an even added, an even more crazy attack path in the water. You do not want to give up water control, but you do not want to overly invest in water, because then you'll lose control of the ground and just have your whole base swept away. So definitely not a map for noobs. Definitely not a map for someone who's just starting out the game. But if you want to play it against AI, very fun map. Very fun map. If you don't mind losing 10 times in a row, I'm not going to name names myself, basically. It is a very cool map, very fun to play. So that is the extent of it. Easy wall off here for red in the west, but my god, he is very open to the north, very open to the south, and Keno has already seen his opponent's base, has circled it, and knows all the avenues of attack. What has AnTiDeMoN seen? The exact same thing. So he's seen all of Keno's base. He sees that it's completely open in the west, completely... Oh no, that's essentially it. I didn't see this wood pile originally. Easier to wall off in the north, easier to wall off in the east, but open, exposed in the southwest. Both players are in 30 seconds going to be in feudal, with our Persian player having a 30 or 40-second advantage. And let's take a look at their economy. Let's take a look at what they're building so we can try to figure out what direction these players want to take the game. 11 minutes in, economic upgrades. We have no military to speak of for our Persian player, except 3 fire galleys in production from these docks. And where is the third? It is right here. So he's built 3 docks along the coast of his territory, his settlement, and our Khmer player has only built 1. Okay, a little bit of a scout scuffle here. And man, our Khmer player going up to castle already. Like I said, no need to have any kind of infrastructure. He built a stable, but I do not see any secondary structure here. If you take a look at the top of your screen, you'll see that his icon is grayed out, because unlike the Persian on the right side, he does not need 2 structures. All he needs is the resources. A lot of sheep on this map, a lot of herdables, a lot of resources. So it is a very rich map, and not including, of course, all the fish in the center. But here comes AnTiDeMoN with these fire ships. Or rather, they are fire galleys, not upgraded yet to fire ships. Oh, and he's perfect timing here. Blocks the construction. Would have been probably better to let that go up, but... And then attack it immediately. Okay, Keno right away sees the attack, right away cancels the 2 docks. Now his other dock is under attack. What a amazing graphics on these docks. I just love watching them. I love seeing how they've designed them. Barrels and rugs and crates and all the various accoutrements. What are these? These are some fishing ships out in the middle of the map. They are not doing anything because they do not want to get sniped. Although will Red see? Red does see them. But I guess his map vision, he's looking somewhere else on the map. For now, still exploring his opponent's base. Nothing very crazy happening. Anytime there's a water map, this user interface can be a little bit misleading. If you take a look at AnTiDeMon's civilian population, it says 36. But if you go a little bit right, that's made up of 31 villagers and 5 fishing ships. So it doesn't necessarily mean he has 36 villagers, just has 36 civilians who are gathering resources for him. My god, is our Persian, though, going up to 9 water army supply to the 1 of our Khmer player. What has he got? He got a demolition wrap and a fire galley in here. War galley upgrade coming out. Okay, hits the first 3, the front 3 fire ships. And again, as I always do, I'm going to apologize. Sometimes I call them fire ships, fire galleys. This is now a fire ship, has been upgraded. This is, though, still a fire galley. More and more streaming across the map, though. Not sure. I think Keno, if I had to guess why he sacrificed this 1 fire ship, probably to distract from this dock being attacked, to let this villager repair it as much as he can. But AnTiDeMoN is not giving him a minute's rest here. Has 1 ship, would be nice to have that on patrol. AnTiDeMoN choosing wisely. Oh, unfortunate for him. Choosing wisely to barricade himself in with a wall off on the west. Oh, this knight, hello. Knight's gonna kill the villager. We'll take some damage from that spearman. We'll take a look at it in a second. I don't anticipate too much damage from this spearman. Yeah, this is not an even fight at all. So a good couple of good kills on the knight, but he is boxed in. 400 HP here, 118 here, and now he is retreating home with his armada because these fire ships have done a good amount of killing. Although, hey, you're gonna go face forward into 4 of your enemy. Not great. Okay. Red taking a very strong water position here. And Keno, on the other hand, is going knights. He's now managed to destroy that gate. So AnTiDeMon's base is completely open from the west side. Building a market. What military structures does he have? He's got 1 barracks. And that's basically it. He's producing spearmen. He's got 8 fire galleys. 4 demolition rafts are going to make themselves known. And he is on the hunt. He is hot. I don't know what the right word is with ships, but he is prowling these waters, trolling the waters, looking for any kind of blue vessel he can. What do we have inside the docks here? This looks like a demo ship and another demo ship. Oh, though they are clumped. He's got to be careful. Oh, beautiful hit here. Beautiful hit. My God, look at the HP on these guys. And I think this 1 fire ship is going to be enough to shoo away all these galleys. I mean, take a look at their HP. They lost 500 HP to those 2 demolition rafts. And now he's getting pushed away by spearmen. Oh, glad I caught this. A couple of knights here. A 3rd one on the way. He's got 2 more in production. Where's his 4th? He's still inside this base. We'll keep an eye on this transport ship. But for now, let's see what kind of strategy Blue is going to employ here. Not that he really needs to distract from the north here. Okay, so these knights, instead of taking the long route all the way around and having to deal with a potential wall off, which is now not a potential wall off, it's now a very real wall off, instead land amphibiously into Red's base. And Red has 4 spearmen. That is not enough at all to take care of 3 knights and a 4th just circling the edges, but he's not really doing anything with these knights. Okay. AnTiDeMon very quick to wall himself off. Do not... Oh, it's an Italian pine. That's very... I never noticed that distinction on this map. I mean, I saw the various cypress trees. Oh, God. Oh, God. This knight is very slowly losing his HP. Remember, fire ships, I don't think, have any attack bonus against land-based knights. They do, however, have an attack bonus against other ships, or rather fire galleys. I apologize again. He's still stuck on galleys. Okay, though he's getting the war galley upgrade, so these should be upgraded fairly soon. What is Blue doing, though? Okay, his knights are dead. I'll put a picture-in-picture and try to catch the knights going down. More knights, though, being transported. And now the upgrade is done. These are now fire ships. Let's take a look at their HP. Not terrible. Down about 60. Oh, we have a little bit of a fire kerfuffle happening here. Red reinforces while he moves out. My God, these are some durable docks. I mean, talk about... I was going to say it's harder... In the beginning, I said it was harder for the Persians to get raided just because their docks are so tanky. But my God, have these Khmer docks withstood a pounding from AnTiDeMon? They are not producing anything. Oh, and he sinks the transport. Oh, that is very unfortunate. Although I see it already deposited the knights here. They have nowhere to go. They have nothing to do. They're going to have to engage with these spearmen, I think. Oh, he's closing himself into a corner. Not looking, or just not microing, or not caring. He loses 1 knight, I think, unnecessarily. And now Red has taken complete and total control of the water. But does Keno even care? He's sitting at 46 villagers, going up to 53 to the 51 of his opponent, building a third town center to his opponent's 2. Does he actually care that he's lost the water? And now the knights are inside the chicken coop. The wolves are inside and they are hunting. We'll see how many villagers he gets. One goes down while we're looking. The second one should go down as well. Oh, knights have to be careful. I love the use of the high ground. These spearmen stand no chance, although the knight's HP has been damaged. Oh, I mean, why are you building houses right next to the water? You know your opponent is prowling. Okay, red is just continuing to bolster his navy. He's gone up to 9 naval military supply. He has 1 one spearman inside this barracks. How many kills for these 2 knights? 9 kills for these 2 knights, but they have to be careful once these spearmen come out, although there is just 1. I would maybe even try to destroy one of the walls. Yeah, exactly. Always pro tip, have an exit strategy. If you ever find yourself inside your opponent's base, my God, is it important for you to have an exit strategy. AnTiDeMoN just patrolling the shores here. He wants to make sure there's no sneaky docks being built by his opponent, but his opponent does not care. He has going up to almost 70 villagers to his opponent's 58. And like I said, these take a look at these villagers, these farmers. They do not need to drop off any food. You see how there's no food counter here because it auto generates, whereas with the Persians 5, 6, 7, and then once he reaches the whatever the upgraded amount is, he'll drop it off in the town center. That's the advantage of the Khmer, is just it's an incredibly powerful civ feature that, like I said, makes sure that they go up with enough food so that they can start pumping out their elephant units. I think the ballista elephant is quite expensive. I think it's 100 food and either 75 or 80 gold. Not to be outdone, though. I mean, the Persian elephant, the war elephant, is, I think, almost double that. I think it's 170 food and even more gold, 80 or 85 or even 90. I don't remember exactly at the moment. I should, though. That's why you watch these videos, for all the all the little minutia and the details. In any event, elephants are incredibly expensive because they are incredibly powerful. Some red snapper on the menu tonight in Red's base. And what is he building? He's going for monks. Okay, Persian monks, not the best. They're missing a bunch of technologies. We'll see what he decides to do. Does he anticipate some kind of elephant push, or are we going to see some relic gathering? Because there are relics across the map. Not oh, one has already been taken here. Yeah, by the Khmer. Drops it off. And now we're sitting at 1 relic apiece. And let's just take a look at all the various red dots across the map and the blue dots. So blue is going to have great vision along the entire west coast of the map. He's going to see if red ever intends to move out. Now he's going to see the walls and the status of the walls. He's also expanding his outposts and vision on the east side. So fantastic play here by Keno. He wants as much map vision as possible, although he has completely abdicated control over the water to AnTiDeMoN. But AnTiDeMoN, is he taking advantage of it? I don't see any transport ships being built. Both players going up to Imperial at roughly the same time. I'm thinking, what is that? About 10, 12 seconds difference? And what's red vision like? Oh, red's vision is terrible. He does not see, all he sees is 2 tiles outside of his walls and whatever his ships and monks allow him. Oh, beautiful here, guarding the relic with a demo ship. They do get, I think, a massive attack bonus against buildings, these demo ships. So as you can see, I mean, what a waste. Oh, tries to Viper Gate him, but our red Persian player 1 short step ahead, but Keno, an even longer step ahead, manages to wall him in with a gate, with a house, with a castle. And let's see if he can make it. Oh, who will make it first? The villager or the monk? Oh, the monk barely making it in. And what's the villager going to do? I mean, he's walking in tandem. He's walking parallel. They might as well be holding hands. Do something. Okay, he's attacking the monk. You've got another villager here on the left. Fire ship. Oh, it's out of reach. No, stop building the dock. What is going on here? Where is red going? I mean, where he has nowhere else to go, but where the hell's he going? Drop the relic, convert something. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, we'll keep an eye on that monk's journey. No doubt he's going to die very soon. I don't know. Again, I don't see any transports on the menu here for our Persian player, who has now reached Imperial, and 34 minutes into the game, both players are Imperial. Both players have no desire to engage each other on the west side of the map. Blue walling in red, red walling out blue, and we'll see if blue builds a wall further south. For now, though, he is building a shit ton of docks. 7 docks. An incredible, impressive undertaking of construction, and we'll see what he plans to do with it. Fast fire ship. You love to see them. They're such a fun unit. And like I said, I think both... Oh, an 8th dock as well. Red sees it right away. And now these fast fire ships moving on 1.43, incredibly fast, to the 1.35 of his opponent, who is 20 seconds away from having his own fast fire ships. A lot of monk play here. Oh, the convocation of blue monks here has come, taken the relic. And so now we're going to be sitting at 2 relics apiece. Has Keno seen the 3rd? Oh, that is incredibly unfortunate. He's got so much map vision, but the only thing he doesn't see is the actual relic, which is very much inside his base, very much safe from any kind of AnTiDeMoN, you know, what's the word? Thievery? Taking of it? Oh god, and now there's a massacre of fishing ships. Although, my god, AnTiDeMoN here. 4 galleons. And these are galleons, by the way, the fully upgraded version of the war galley, or just the galley, period. And he's gonna shoo blue away, although he's shooing blue away into the arms of a huge amount of fire ships. And let's see a big ol' engage here on the water. Seems like that's what we're gonna see. What do we have here? No demo ships for anyone. Blue has to be very careful. His HP of his army is half of AnTiDeMon's. I shouldn't say army, navy. It's literally half, although he does have the home turf advantage. Very short distance for his ships to reach the fight. So as long as he keeps red occupied, red will have to come from all the way south here, whereas his ships will spawn immediately into the battle. No, remember, Khmer, no heavy demo ships, so they cannot help out. And let's just watch. I mean, red, I don't think should really be retreating here. Okay, heavy demo ship upgrade going down for our Persian. So he's taking advantage of his one ace in the hole on the water. Oh god, beautiful hits here by these blue demo ships. I don't know who to call this naval battle for, really, with the reinforcements that are coming in. I mean, this is basically a battle of attrition here. HP now in favor of our blue player, but in comes a demo. Oh. Demos are such game changers. 140 attack, 280 extra bonus attack, or rather 280 attack against buildings. Oh, you love to hear it. You love to see it. And blue wisely decides to disengage. He cannot keep throwing away 2, 3, 4 ships, galleys, whatever, into the exploding arms of these heavy demo ships. Building a university. Let's take a look while the players rebuild their navies and square off with each other. What kind of land-based armies are we looking at? Because again, navy is incredible. You're going to get all the fish. You're going to be able to attack your opponent from multiple angles, but you're not going to end the game with demo rafts. You're going to need something on land, something with 2 legs, 4 legs, a spear, an arrow, a sword, something to destroy, a hoof, or whatever elephants have. Do elephants have hooves? Feet, whatever elephants have to destroy your opponent's base. He has none of that, though. I don't see, beyond the barracks that he built before, anything. Chemistry upgrade going down. Red starting to wall off his base. He's suspecting that maybe he thinks the naval battle is not going his way. He definitely does see a massive navy being produced, which means his opponent is probably not focusing on land. Like every war, like every economic situation in life, this game ultimately comes down to one question and one question only. How are you going to spend your scarce resources so that you come out on top? This is a question everyone asks in every stage of their life. You know, there's only 24 hours in a day. There's only certain number of gold piles on the map, certain number of stone, certain number of wood and food. How are you going to allocate your resources to beat your opponent? And if you're allocating them all in navy, you best believe that you're going to have a weak land army. And look at it. Look at his upgrades on the top left of your screen and the top right of your screen. Both players having terrible blacksmith upgrades at the moment. Oh, what a beautiful battle. I hope there's one of my viewers, Punisher. I hope this makes up. I told you I had a naval battle in the pipeline. And this should very much make up for the fact that we have not seen a naval battle on my channel in 2 months. I mean, wow, this is just... I still don't know who to call this for. Army supplies are incredibly similar. Upgrades are incredibly similar. We've got Trebs finally coming into the fray here to try to take down these docks. But he's got so many of them. The Trebs are going to have to work very much overtime. They're going to have to come in on the weekend. They're going to have to stay late, order dinner at the office. Oh, and now red is pushing blue back. Blue's army supply has plummeted to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, God, he's got 1 army supply. Although, remember, home court advantage here by being so close to his own naval production facilities. But he can't keep throwing away individual galleys, individual units. Oh, you can't be that wasteful. Castle going down on this hill. Beautiful location. King of the Hill Castle. Oh my God, it's even helping against these fire ships. Yeah, red is just smothering him. Take a look at the army supply. Army supply is literally 17, 18 times bigger than his opponent, who is now taken out most of his docks. He is now sitting on 5. This one, I can't believe, is still producing anything. Anything that comes out of here, except a demo ship, is going to get destroyed. So, of course, he's building a demo ship. These guys are going west. They want to make sure blue doesn't have any sneaky, cheeky, hidden naval bases here. Oh, and this demo ship, where's it going? Oh, yes, cannon galleys. Oh, what a waste of a demo ship. I mean, blue is just... Yeah, blue is... Is he switching into land army? I mean, he's building 15 halberdiers. Out of what? Okay, out of these barracks. But he's also rebuilding his docks. I'm struggling to see a cohesive strategy here out of blue. Maybe a more eagle-eyed observer who watches this game can tell me. Beautiful castle placement. I love it. On this hill. High ground for days. King of the Hill. Safe from Trebs. This castle, though, is really doing an incredible job. 21 kills so far, but with the training of cannon galleons, this castle's useful life, this shelf life, is now 0, and this is what the halbs were for. A cheap trash unit to get rid of the Trebs. Oh my God, and they're getting rid of fire ships. Amazing here by blue. Amazing here by Keno, who is now building stables. Okay. Castle not long for this world. Yeah, this is the stage of the naval war where it becomes very clear who the dominant power on water is, whether it's going to be House Keno or House Demon, or rather House AnTiDeMoN, with the presence of these cannon galleys. I mean, they are very much well insulated from any kind of attack by fire galleys. He's going up to 13 fire ships and a heavy demo somewhere out on the map. There it is. But yeah, I mean, these should probably be on patrol, right? Just to make sure your opponent doesn't sneak in with any kind of, you know, 4 or 5 more docks. Oh god, these cannon galleys are just destroying everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, the fast fire ships are are very much helping. Maybe the cannon galleons are probably better served attacking these docks and not a lumber camp. But that's neither here nor there. AnTiDeMoN has to just be careful not to enter into this castle's kill zone, but if he just parks these fire ships outside here, there's nothing blue can do while he demolishes his docks. More stables. Our first ballista elephant. Oh, I love this unit. Look at it. Look how beautiful. And it's clearing away wood. Remember, fun fact, the ballista elephant is the only unit in the game that can cut down trees in Castle Age. So very cool. We did have a game that I casted a while ago where I had a picture-in-picture of the ballista elephant chopping down, I think it was on Arena, and the ballista elephants were just chopping down trees to get into the base, and then a bunch of light cav got into the base and ran amok as light cav do. Elite battle elephant upgrade going down, light cavalry blast furnace going down, 3 seconds away from being finished. This is what I was talking about. There's nowhere safe on this map except the corners, the extremities, the mountains of the east, or the cliffs of the west. Everywhere else is really fair game at this stage of the game because you have these cannon galleons with 13 range. I mean, this is yeah, I mean, it's taking less damage because it's on the hill, but this one should be a pain in the ass to deal with as well. But only 11 range on these castles, unfortunately. So when you do cede control of the water, you will lose control of all the buildings that are adjacent to the water. And now we've switched into a land-based battle. Halbs tanking for these ballista elephants. Elite battle elephants with a +7, 21 attack. Remember, the Khmer can upgrade their battle elephants to have even more attack, +3. It's an upgrade that's called Tusk Swords, which, of course, you know, you've got tusks, you turn them into swords with, I guess, that chain in between the tusks. But now our Persian is raiding the base here to the north, exposing himself here, but he has no choice. He needs the lumber, he needs the wood. But the main theater of war here is inside AnTiDeMoN's base. This is never a position you want to be in. Remember, Persians do not get arbalests, and I don't know if he researched, I always screw this one up, Commanderin upgrade. It basically turns Persian crossbows into trash units by replacing their gold costs with more wood costs. Oh, these cannon galleons are such a pain in the ass, but their usefulness is very much running out. I mean, there's nothing here along the water's edge except a bunch of houses, a blacksmith, things that can very easily be rebuilt. In the meantime, he's got a massive army of elephants inside his base. Trebuchets on their way to start shelling away at these heavy, tanky Persian town centers. Blue has cleaned up all the aggression at home. Oh my god, hero halberdier, 3 kills, gets a cannon galleon. Not something you see every day. And now these hussars. Would love to see more upgrades on these Persian units, though. He's severely lacking in melee attack upgrades at only +1. And I mean, I get why he's building hussars, but take a look at his resources. Okay, finally getting attack upgrades for his melee units. I mean, he can build things other than hussars. He doesn't have enough gold to start pumping out his own elephants, although that would be freaking amazing to see Persian war elephants right now battling Khmer elite battle elephants. Oh, these elephants, not long for this world. But these ballista elephants, like I said in the beginning, my god, if you've ever played against them, You know how much of a pain in the ass they can be. He's going up to 7 of them. Another army making its way from the north. I mean, red's got enough trash here to keep blue occupied for a while. But the question is, to what end? I mean, like I said, this is not simply an army that's going to steamroll over red. Red is putting up quite a good defense. 17 crossbows in the production tab, 13 hussars, 9 pikemen. Finally getting upgrades for his infantry, defensive upgrades. The crossbows will get rid of the halbs. The hussars will tank against the elephants, and it might just turn into a big old stalemate because AnTiDeMoN can keep pumping out these trash units for days. Keno is sitting on 1,200 gold, though he has stopped producing ballista elephants. He's now going all in rather, on elite battle elephants. And the party's disengaged. This is what I thought. You know, you put up enough of a meat shield, enough of garbage units, these trash units. I mean, these are castle age units. We have pikemen, we have crossbows. The only thing saving him is these hussars. I bet he wishes they were Mongol hussars with the extra HP, but they are not. What are they doing? This is like your younger brother or your younger sister just like poking you and prodding you and trying to get you to fight and just trying to be annoying and just so you can retaliate. That's what that was. This castle now coming under attack. Yeah. Here we go. We're going to see a big old bloody mess. A transport ship has brought a bunch of villagers over, but Keno sees it. And now I think Keno has no choice but to hit the gas. And he's got... What the hell is he doing? Oh, he's chasing a group of hussars. Brilliant move by AnTiDeMoN here to distract Keno so that only half his army comes forward. And now that army runs face first into how many freaking pikes? 20 pikemen. Oh, incredible move by AnTiDeMoN here. Draws out half of this army. But now pikemen are engaging into halbs, ballista elephants, and elite battle elephants. We know how this story goes, especially when you have only the low ground and not the high ground here. Keno is supply blocked at 177. Our red Persians struggling to maintain a population that's even remotely close to 150. He's now down to 130, up to 145 right as I finish that sentence. And like I said, the second Keno saw this little expansion here, I think he had no choice but to just move all in. You can't all of a sudden switch from being an incredibly offensive to incredibly defensive without suffering some kind of map control loss or suffering momentum loss. It's annoying to have to deal with these little run-bys, but at this stage of the game, you've got 120 villagers. That's a perfect amount. Maybe I would add another 10 or 15 just because you are, you know, trying to produce these big, tanky, expensive units. But AnTiDeMon's feeding a little bit. His waypoints are very annoying because they run immediately through the army. His units are just moving and being attacked. Is he just looking over here? Oh, beautiful placement of a castle here. Will deny any kind of aggression. There's nothing here on the ground that can even remotely contest this castle except for this siege workshop, which right as I'm finishing that sentence, builds a bombard cannon. Oh, but does not release it. Oh, there is action all over the map. Blue is now raiding a stone mine here. He's raiding AnTiDeMon's farmers. AnTiDeMoN is just being attacked everywhere, small clumps. And he just says, you know what? I tried to attack you here. I think this attack would have probably been better, what, 10, 15 minutes ago? But now that he's completely been compressed, I mean, take a look at the map in the mini screen. Let's zoom out. Blue has his original base. He's taken the entire eastern portion of the map. He's taken the entire western portion of the map. AnTiDeMoN has been compressed into this tiny corner here. He's got a castle. I love the placement of this castle. We'll make sure that these light cavalry at least take some damage on the way to the battlefield. and he was 13 seconds away from having hussars, so the damage wouldn't have been incredible. It's not a garrisoned castle, or rather, actually it is now, but it's garrisoned with villagers. So if you didn't know, the more powerful the archer unit inside the castle, the more arrows it fires, I believe. And so villagers are probably the weakest thing you can put inside a castle if you want it to fire arrows. But yeah, Keno just, like I said, the second he saw this, he had no choice but to go balls to the wall, full pedal to the metal, and just try to smother his opponent. And take a look at the population, 59 villagers. He has gutted this mining camp. He is gutting these farms. He has gutted the northern portion of AnTiDeMon's base. What production facilities does AnTiDeMon have? He's got a few barracks here, 6 of them. No, 1 is over here. So 5 on the right. 8 stables. 8 archery ranges. So he's got the production facilities. What he doesn't have, though, is wood. He had thousands of wood, but he just spent it completely funneling his units into the elephants that were here. And let's take a look if he actually has no access to any wood anymore. I mean, like I said, this mining this rather lumberjack in this wood was a necessity, but it completely exposed him and opened him up. Should have walled that off, although that probably wouldn't have lasted very long either. So he's got no wood here, no wood in the south, no wood anywhere close. The only wood, the closest wood he has, is to the northeast of his base. This is not even an option because of the castle. This is the only option, and not even the full thing because the castle still can attack lumberjacks here. His only other option would have been to break this contain, but Keno's already on this lumber pile, this lumber pile, otherwise known as a forest. A pile of wood, a pile of trees, and Keno is just sitting pretty. Look how many resources. By abdicating control of the water, I guess his wood count just skyrocketed and allowed him to just continue to build farms. He's got 61 villagers on food. Very, very interesting. Remember, neither player here, I don't think, has shipwright. The shipwright upgrade, so they are paying full price for their naval units. It's not 20% off the wood count. So our Persian player has just completely run out of food, and now he's run out of basically safety. You've got battle elephants. I mean, they're still faster, not a lot faster, 1.03 to the 0.97 of the villagers. So these villagers can't really run away unless they run to the town center, in which case he's lost complete control of his food source. There's no other food source anywhere on the map for him. This entire area has been depopulated with the exception of 4 incredibly brave farmers who are continuing to farm, even though 4 halberdiers are making their way south to engage with them. Yeah, these light cav, upgrades-wise, he would have been very much ahead of his opponent. Yeah, I mean, would have been nice to see Blast Furnace out of our red Persian player, but did not have the resources, did not have the time. And this map just at the end, I mean, take a look. What a nightmare for anyone trying to pay attention to one particular battle. There's just blue units attacking red structures all over the map. Red's only recourse was to try a sneaky full frontal attack here of his own. But in a time when you have no wood, is that really a priority to build 5 archery ranges, 2 stables, and 3 barracks, and a siege workshop with a bombard cannon inside? Not sure that was a priority. Maybe a priority would have been to take... How many villagers does he have here? 3. Maybe build a lumber camp instead and start gathering some more wood as opposed to spending it on this many archery ranges. That suggests to me that AnTiDeMoN was not expecting Keno to go full in. I keep saying full in. The expression is all in on his aggression from the east and his aggression on the west. Because if he did expect that, he would not have built, I don't think, 5 archery ranges. Maybe 2, maybe even 1. At most 3. But to build this incredible amount of infrastructure, which is going to siphon off a huge amount of, what is this off the top of my head? 1,500 wood? 1,700 wood? 2,000? He could not afford that. Maybe bring some of your navy home. He still has the cannon galleons. Yeah, bring some of your navy home maybe to attack some of these units. But in any event, just incredible domination of the map here by Keno. Decides to completely abandon the water, gives AnTiDeMoN a Pyrrhic victory in thinking that he has control of the water. Very cool move here by AnTiDeMoN to try to do an amphibious landing with some villagers, build some infrastructure, and do some raiding and attacking of his own. But Keno did not give him an opportunity. The second he saw that, he immediately started pumping out units from all of these stables that he had built previously. Oh my god, 8 stables on the right, 6 stables on the left. It's a long distance to go, and he's supply capped, but beautiful supply. 112 villagers really is all you need if you're going to start pumping out hussars and trying to gut your opponent's economy. And overall, just this chaos. Villagers dead, villagers dead, villagers dead all over the place. Forces AnTiDeMoN to tap out. And let's take a look at the stats. Fairly relaxed game. Not a lot of fast units in this game right up until the end. Yeah, I'm not surprised the PKPM was towards the end when all the hussars and things were coming out to battle the elephants. Where was it? Around here. When AnTiDeMoN started pumping out his own hussars. Halbs, crossbows. Look at the kill count, though. Keno, 625 kills to 346 of AnTiDeMoN. And wow, what an incredible game. What a fantastic use of both land and naval units here. And like I said, Red invested heavily into his navy and ultimately runs out of wood. And Blue just has him surrounded, has him penetrated, infiltrated, whatever word you want to use. Elephants attacking left, right, and center. Even though these are Persian town centers and quite tanky, it doesn't really matter. The point is they're there, and any villager that you build is immediately in jeopardy unless you build him inside, in which case he's just going to send more elephants to demolish that structure anyway with his +7 attack. Incredible. Overall, our Blue Khmer player just, cedes control of the water, says, you know what? You can have it. I don't care. I'm going to start building my land-based army. I'm going to poke and prod at you at the front here on the east. And then I built the infrastructure. The second you're engaged elsewhere, I'm just going to swamp in and swarm in. I'm going to swamp you and swarm in with a huge amount of cavalry. 35 light cav on the map, which in 13 seconds would have been hussars. 32 halberdiers. I think he could have probably deleted those and just built more hussars. To be honest, he's got 61 on food. 1 solitary ballista elephant. You love to see this unit. It's such a cool unit with its little holster here. Or is that a quiver if it's an arrow? And overall, my god, what a fun game. And Punisher, you wanted to see a water map. I told you it's in the pipeline. I hope you've stuck around. I hope you're still watching. If you are, comment, let me know. But my god, what a fun naval battle happened here in these, let's call them the dire straits of this part of the map. But overall, Keno gets the massive W, and GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.